Hi, welcome to the Peaceful Home. Today I have a shopping haul for you in preparation for spring, almost all secondhand finds, and I'm going to do a personal update at the end. If you're new here, I'm Teresa. I'm a professional organizer, parenting coach, wife and homeschool mom to 6 graduated kids. I love to decorate my home on a budget, and I am constantly looking for original vintage items, and so thrifting is the way to go. Not to mention yard sales, online sales, any way that you can get secondhand goods. In refreshing my home for spring, this is the easiest way to do it inexpensively. Now next week will be my spring home tour, and you can see what I do with all these items and how I incorporate them into my decorating. If you've watched my channel before, you will know that I don't normally thrift for clothing, but every once in a while things catch my eye, or I'm with a friend or a daughter who is spending more time when I'm finished, and so I head to the clothing rack. A few things that I got. This one actually was an online Poshmark sale from VP Threads, this beautiful wool sweater. And I think this will look really cute just over a short sleeve white t-shirt for the spring. I also picked up a couple of blouses. This one from Loft, really pretty, has the ability to roll up the sleeves and tie them up. And also this blue linen one. I love the look of this. I love the little V here with the high collar and the pockets. And again, I'll probably roll up the sleeves like on this one. This is a Lucky brand tunic that I purchased the same day that I got those other ones. I found them all in the same store. It was a 50% off sale, and I paid about $2 each for these. Now, another thing I thrifted was this pillow, and I saw it kind of across the way, and it caught my eye, and I kind of left and shopped elsewhere, and I just kept being drawn back to it. Well, then I found the little tag that showed me that it was a Hearth and Home, and I do love that brand at Target, just beautiful. And this came with a polyfill insert, and I happen to have a down insert the same size, so I replaced it so it would have the really nice fullness and give of a down pillow. I also thrifted this one, which is one of the Threshold ones from Target, and it's brand new. It's in the current spring line. And as I was checking out Target at the beginning of spring, there were so many beautiful things there. And one thing I want to mention is that shopping at retail stores can give you inspiration for things to do in your own home. It doesn't mean you have to go buy the whole line. But I happened to find this at Goodwill. So of course I snagged it. And then I found this one, which I believe is still fairly current, but it was on clearance. A $22 pillow that was, I think, $5.99 at Target. So that was just an amazing price. And I also found these pillows with this little ruffle on the edge, and it just gave me a really great idea. I have this blue kind of denim-like fabric that I thrifted years ago, and I thought I could do the same type of pillow with that little ruffle on the edge and do a zip closure. So I think I'm gonna try to get that done in the next few days. We'll see if I make it by the reveal next week. My daughter and I did do another JunkinYour Trunk event. And if you didn't see my first video, I will link that below. It's a local event where people come and rent booth space and sell vintage and antique goods. And we did very well. We sold a ton of stuff. And of course, because we do it together, it enables one of us to mind the store while the other one gets to shop. Here are a few things from my haul that day. One is this darling little picture, and it's got a different design on each side, made in England, this little creamer. I just think it's adorable. I also got this little bowl. I love scalloped edges. I love looking for things that are just a little bit different. And so I'll find a spot to put that. A while back, I thrifted these towels, and they are so perfect. I mean, could they be any better for spring? Blue and white, which are my colors, and then bunnies and flowers. I just fell in love with these. Could not believe there was a set of 2 like new at a thrift store. Another junk at your trunk purchase was this cowbell. Isn't that awesome? I just had to have it. The man had several things like this, and he had quite a few cowbells to choose from. I got this one. I bargained my way down a bit for it, but I definitely paid more than I normally would, $12, but I'm very happy with this purchase. That day, I only got a few things, but I got things that I really, really love, like this cow creamer with brown transferware, also made in England, just lovely antique. This also was priced at $15. I offered $10, she agreed to $12, which I think is a great buy, a classic that will probably be in my home for many, many years. This is just a tiny little basket that I think is going to be perfect for the sweetener packets that I need in the Airbnb. If you haven't seen my video, the reveal of our vacation rental, I will also link that video. We're really excited for this new venture. It's a little crazy. The learning curve is very steep, but we're really excited about it. And I just have a couple little tiny things to finish before our first guests arrive tomorrow. Now, I thrifted this pot, and I think it's so cute, and really what drew me was the color. How can I just throw a little blue in? And I forgot to film it before I filled it, because I filled it with this beautiful fern from Walmart, and their plants are very inexpensive there, great deals, and I thought this would be really pretty on the coffee table. This last item is not from a thrift store, but it is secondhand because it's an heirloom passed down in my family. Now, this belonged, I believe, to my great-grandparents, and such a gorgeous platter. Made in England, beautiful. You can't even really call this a scalloped edge. I'll have to look it up. I don't know what it's called. If you know, and you could let me know in the comments, that would be awesome. But it's just unique and beautiful, and of course in my color palette, and I'm going to display it in the coffee bar. That's it for the thrift haul. I wanted to give you a little update. A lot of you know that my husband and I were just on the verge of being empty nesters when COVID hit. And of course, we had many of our 6 children and spouses coming and going during that crazy time of transition. Finally, we were back to being empty nesters again, and that's when we decided to do the Airbnb. And now my daughter Joanna and her husband and 2 children have just moved in with us. They have been trying desperately to buy a house. They've put in countless offers and didn't get any of them. And while it's been a very disappointing time for them, they had to be out of their place by this week. So they're moving in with us. So the Austin room and our second guest room are now their private suite with a Jack and Jill bath. And so I think it's going to be great for them while they are waiting to find a house of their own. Now, what this means for me is that I'm kind of going back to living with toddlers and babies. And while I firmly believe in training your children, you cannot train them well if you have so many things out that you're constantly disciplining, saying no, shifting stuff around. It gets really hard. And so I want to make this an easy place for Joanna to be in. I want her to be able to cook in the kitchen and know that the kids can play freely and that there isn't a bunch of stuff that's either dangerous or things that can be broken. So I'm really going minimalist. I'm really going to try to have my spring reveal video be ways that you can decorate without cluttering your space, or ways you can decorate without having too much out that toddlers can get into. So look for that next week. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and hit that notification bell and you will know when I upload new videos. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Peaceful Home. Have a great day.